Breaking at 6 o'clock, Ahmaud Arbery's name chanted outside the Glynn County Courthouse moments after guilty verdicts were returned against all three men captured on video chasing and killing Arbery almost 2 years ago. Arbery's loved ones greeted with cheers some supporters as they walked out of the courthouse. His mother told the crowd it's been a long and difficult fight.
To tell you the truth, I never saw this day back in 2020. I never thought this day would come, but God is good.
The attorneys for Travis McMichael, his father Gregory, and William Bryan, the man who recorded the video of the deadly shooting seen around the world, all plan to appeal. Unless those appeals are successful, all three men face up to life in prison for their role in the shotgun death of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery in February of 2020.
A Sky 4 flew over the Glynn County Courthouse this afternoon. Some of those in the crowd traveled many miles to be there when the verdict was reached. News4Jax reporter Marilyn Parker has been getting reaction. We begin, though, with Tarek Minor and Janice Harris, who are anchoring our coverage.
This has been an emotional day, but for the Arbery family, they've been waiting over 24 months for these verdicts to come in, and they say they are finally pleased with the decisions.
Yeah, the deliberations more than 11 hours. The jury agreeing with the prosecution in this case, not agreeing with the defense who claimed that this was a killing of self-defense, or not agreeing with the citizens arrest law that was on Georgia books back in February of 2020, which is no longer on the books now. Let's take a look at some of the emotion and the reaction after that verdict was read. This was the scene as you see the Reverend Al Sharpton along with the family, Ahmaud Arbery's mother there. You see her with the scarf around her neck and in the pink shirt, and attorney Ben Crump all celebrating, hands raised in victory that they got a guilty verdict for all three men.
Yes, and these attorneys have been very effective and supportive with the Arbery family. They've been here every single week, including the supporters and the extended family. And this is one of the first photos that we saw when we learned about this story. The first photo was of Ahmaud Arbery and his mother. The second photo is also a photo of Arbery, and you see him again here with his family and his mother being supportive. This photo in particular, where he has on the hat, was used in the courtroom very effectively during this trial. These other photos that show us his graduation photo, another one of him holding a basketball as he was an athletic student when he was in high school. But these were some of the photos that we've seen over the last almost 2 years that the family has shared with us. Also, a lot of images and cell phone video, which became very effective in this case.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw the photo of Ahmaud Arbery's mother, who was told that her son was killed during the commission of a burglary. 3 months after that lie was told to her, this video comes out. And this is a video that everyone saw. It went viral immediately and exposed the corruption in the Glynn County District Attorney's Office. And it exposed the truth and the lies that were told to try to cover up for this man who was running in a neighborhood, who was profiled as a burglar, who had nothing on his person that did not belong to him.
And also, we're going to take a listen now to Ahmaud Arbery's mother and father. Their reaction as they've been waiting for this day for so long.
Thank each and every one of you who fought this fight with us. It's been a long fight. It's been a hard fight, but God is good.
Yes, he is.
Early in, to tell you the truth, I never saw this day back in 2020. I never thought this day would come, but God is good.
Yes, he is.
And I just want to tell everybody, thank you for those who marched, those who prayed, most of all the ones who prayed.
Yes, Lord.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, Lord.
Thank you.
All life matters.
All life.
Yes.
Not just black children. We don't want to see nobody go through this.
Amen.
I don't want to see no daddy watch their kid get lynched and shot down like that.
That's right, Mom.
So it's all our problem. It's all our problem.
The outburst.
Yep. And you can tell that they were two very emotional parents. They've been waiting for this day for so long, and they're still moving forward with other cases as well. But inside the courtroom, there was a lot of emotion today as well.
Yeah, you know, there was a lot of anxiety, as you can imagine, for mom and dad, for all the supporters. But when the judge began to read the verdict, the first one, which kind of began to set and tell the tale for the rest of the verdicts, and the judge read that Travis McMichael was found guilty. Listen into what happened, a courtroom outburst from Mr. Marcus Arbery.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. I'm going to ask that whoever just made an outburst be removed from the court, please.
I want to mention something about the judge coming out of this. And Judge Walmsley, he has tried to make sure that there was decorum the entire time during this trial. So it wasn't surprising that even though this was an emotional day, we knew people would probably be emotional, he wanted to make sure that that decorum was still established inside that courtroom.
Yeah, he was commended for the way that he handled this trial, because there were several attempts, as you're watching the trial, the defense attorneys filed several motions for mistrial, said several things that were inflammatory, and the judge was able to take full control and kind of bring everybody back down to earth, and let's get back to law. We want to show you some video earlier today while Janice and I were doing our live reports of the suspects. This is Gregory McMichael, the former investigator for the state attorney's office, who made a phone call to the district attorney immediately after his son shot Ahmaud Arbery, a phone call that ultimately got the district attorney at the time, Jackie Johnson, going down the wrong path. She was indicted for showing favor to Mr. Gregory McMichael and then his son, Travis.
Yes, and you also see right there Travis McMichael as he's being escorted out with handcuffs on. This is after he'd been found guilty for essentially almost all of the well, actually, he was found guilty for all of his charges, all 9 charges, and they are being escorted. They typically are escorted this way every day, but this time they're being escorted out with a verdict.
Yeah, all 3 men likely could spend the rest of their lives in prison. They will be sentenced, and of course they are facing other charges as well. But, you know, we were here when that verdict was read. If you watched it on News4Jax Live, we were here and we just heard the eruption from the crowds in front of the courthouse. And Marilyn Parker was there as well. She joins us now live with more on the reaction to the guilty verdicts today. Marilyn?
You know, Janice, Tarek, one thing that I continuously hear, you know, outside listening to these folks was that they feel Glenn County is forever changed by this, and they hope that the country is changed by what happened, by this guilty verdict coming down. And I remember the prosecutor, Linda Denikowski, during closing arguments, she pointed at the jury and said, "You are Glenn County right now. You're representing this county." She said that to them time and time again. And just thinking about the way everything transpired and watching those folks come together outside, there was such a sense of unity. And there's people from not just Glenn County, but out in Atlanta, we saw a lot of different people coming from outside of the state. And one thing that one person told me is that it's a reminder of how painful this was when the information came down, especially for those people living here, witnessing it every day since February 23rd, 2020, and not even finding out what really happened until months later. Take a listen to what one woman who's close with the Arbery family told me on camera after the verdict came down.
People in general are tired of this. They want us to work together and just love each other as human beings. That's all we can do. Anything outside of that, it's not going to work anymore. It's not going to work.
And the defense attorneys told us that they will be filing an appeal. Benjamin Crump, one of the family attorneys, says they have a right to do that, but they feel that the evidence is overwhelmingly against them. Tarek, Janice?
Now, there were several charges that these men were facing. They've been found guilty. Let's take a look at the charges first for Travis McMichael that he has been found guilty of today in court. As you can see, for count 1 through 9, which includes malice murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment, and there are multiple charges for some of these as well. He's found guilty for all.
And now his father, Gregory McMichael, former investigator for the Glenn County State Attorney's Office, now found guilty of felony murder, 4 counts, not found guilty of malice murder, and then guilty of 2 counts of aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment. And that was when they tried to corner, or when they did corner Ahmaud Arbery in the Satilla Shores neighborhood.
And then if we take a look at William Ronnie Bryan, you see he was found not guilty for malice murder, one of the counts of felony murder, and one of the counts for the aggravated assault. But as far as 3 counts for felony murder, he was found guilty, and for aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment. All of the charges for those men. And also,
yeah, the defense attorneys in this case, I thought it was pretty interesting how the defense attorneys in this case said that the 3 men felt sorry that they killed Ahmaud Arbery, but at the same time, the defense attorneys also said that they felt as if they did the right thing. They felt like they did the right thing, chasing Ahmaud Arbery in the neighborhood and ultimately shooting him 3 times with a shotgun.
And with that, we know also that there were a lot of things that these men said. They said that they planned to appeal, and we're going to hear from them in just a moment. Let's take a listen to the defense and the prosecution.
I've lived with these men for the last year and a half, day in and day out. I've looked into their hearts. I've looked into their souls. I've had very deep conversations with them that stem back to their childhood and their upbringing. And I can tell you, honestly, these men are sorry for what happened to Ahmaud Arbery. They are sorry that he is dead. They are sorry for the tragedy that happened because of the choices that they made to go out there and try to stop him.
And now let's take a listen to the prosecution, what they had to say after those guilty verdicts came in.
It has been a long road, and we are so happy that we're able to be here at this end of this road. We'd like to also say thank you, and we commend the courage and bravery of this jury to say that what happened on February 23rd, 2020 to Ahmaud Arbery, the hunting and killing of Ahmaud Arbery, it was not only morally wrong, but legally wrong.
And we really, really appreciate the support that we had and the faith from Mr. Arbery, and from Ms. Wanda Cooper-Jones, who have been with us and have put their faith in us and trusted us to bring justice for Ahmaud.
And you just heard from Prosecutor Linda Dunikowski. She was really critical in this case that she presented on behalf of the state, leading to those guilty verdicts that came out today. She said that this case was based upon facts and facts alone.
Yeah, the jury in this case siding with the prosecution, saying that this was not a case of self-defense and that the defendants could not cite the Georgia citizens arrest law. And in the end, all 3 found guilty. For Janice Harris and I, we're live here at the Glenn County Courthouse. Back to you guys in studio.
Tarek, the legal troubles for these men are not over. Is it correct to assume the Justice Department will still proceed with federal hate crime charges against all 3?
That is absolutely correct. You know, the prosecution in this case was criticized for not bringing up race a lot in this trial, but she said she wanted to keep this case solely to the facts of the case, and that proved to be a beneficial argument. But Tom, to answer your question, yes, absolutely. The Department of Justice will be taking these 3 men to trial in February on hate crime charges.
Denise, you've been at that courthouse for so many days of this trial. You've heard the defense characterize Arbery as a burglar. We saw Laura Hogue actually put that word on an easel during the closing arguments, while the prosecution insisted he was simply a jogger. Clearly, the jury believed Linda Dunikowski.
You know, it's interesting when you watch a trial and you see the ongoing themes between the state and the defense, and you're absolutely right. There was an attempt, if you will, from the defense to make it seem as if Arbery was a criminal. They said that. They said he was an intruder. They used words like burglar. They used a lot of negative words to try to validate what the defendants were doing and their actions that led up to his death, while the state said no. This was a young man who went into a home. He never stole anything. He never took anything. He never harmed anyone. He never threatened anyone. And even when he was being chased on the day that he was murdered, he did not say a word to those 3 men. Tom?